So often when we are on social media or just hanging out with other moms, we really put on our best face and don't necessarily talk about the truths and the full realities of our days. So today I'm going to share with you 10 confessions of a homeschool mom. This video was inspired by a conversation I had with some homeschool moms this weekend about social media and the pressure we put on ourselves with schooling and how we present ourselves. From the beginning on my channel, I have tried to show reality. Now that doesn't always mean that I'm going to show the actual mess, but I don't try to hide it. I don't show like my kids' struggles, but I also don't try to hide it. And that's what kind of inspired this video idea when I was talking with some other homeschool moms this weekend. So, confession number 1, my house isn't always perfect. I don't try to hide that. But sometimes I know that you see snippets of people's homes in their pictures or the videos and you think, oh wow, that's perfect, they must have everything perfect. No, mine is not. I am not a perfectionist. My house shows that. It is what it is. Confession number 2. My meals are not always homemade and fully homemade. I enjoy cooking, so I do a lot of homemade from scratch cooking, but that's because it's something that feeds my soul and kind of a self-care for me. If not, I would absolutely be taking a whole lot more shortcuts. Confession 3 is that I completely forgot about teaching Matthew handwriting until one day he called me out to the garage where he had taken sidewalk chalk and wrote his name. He was just about 6, right around 6 at that time. And I say it's kind of a perfect example of like the youngest child. Like that's, they come along for the ride. And sometimes what you would have done with your oldest is not what happens when you have multiple children. Confession 4, I don't always love homeschooling. There are days when I would rather do just about anything else. I do it because it's what's best for my kids right now, but it's not always something that I love doing. Number 5, I do love learning with them though. I have learned so much history and not only new things with math, but different ways or why things work the way they do. Next confession, some days I'm online more than I should be, and sometimes during school hours. I'm pretty good about it, mostly, especially because of, with multiple kids, it's not like I really have time. But, yeah, sometimes it sneaks up and it takes a lot of self-control to tell myself no. Next confession. You know what? My kids didn't teach themselves to read at 3, and they weren't reading high school level books at 5. My kids, they're just pretty average. Now, that's not a bad thing, and I don't have any problems admitting it, but sometimes in the homeschool community, or in an effort to show how well we're doing at homeschooling, we put a lot of pressure for our kids to be above average, to be geniuses. But you know what? My kids aren't. They each have their own strengths. Each of them work above grade level at some things, but overall, you know what? They're just normal, average kids. And I'm happy with that. Next one, binge reading. Teaching my oldest to read was not an easy thing. Thinking about it still is hard for me to remember some of those days and some of my behavior and all of it. Anyway, because of that, and because Ben just kind of resisted learning to read, I didn't even start doing phonics with him until he was right around his 7th birthday. Before that, he didn't even know all of his letters consistently, the sounds and names. But you know what? We started with phonics pathway at his 7th birthday. Within 6 months, he was at grade level, and 9, he was reading Harry Potter, all of it. Should I have started him earlier? Well, maybe. But did it hurt him? No, it didn't. Next one, Some days I don't have a lot of patience. I don't. I hope that I don't try to hide that, but I know that sometimes moms just want to hear other moms say that they don't always have a lot of patience either. So that is what I'm sharing with you. I don't always. It's easier now that my kids are older. And number 10, I love homeschooling. I love it more than I thought I ever would. We kind of stumbled into it. If life hadn't gone, if we hadn't joined the military, I don't know that I would ever stumbled into homeschooling. But we did, and circumstances kind of drove us towards it, and I am so glad. I love it. I love being the one to teach my kids. I love learning alongside them. I love homeschooling. Not all the details, not every day, but homeschooling itself, I love it. And I love that I have this opportunity to do it. So those are my 10 confessions of a homeschool mom. Thanks for watching.